Hello all. Today I am presenting Scientific Autobiography and Other Papers by Max Planck. It is for the partial fulfillment of a coursework during the PhD tenure. First, the introduction on Max Planck. Max Planck, full name was Max Carl Ernst Ludwig Planck. He was born on 23rd April 1858. Planck made many substantial contributions to theoretical physics, but his fame was most as a physicist based on primarily on his role on orienter of quantum theory, which revolutionized human understanding of atomic and subatomic process. In 1948, German scientific institution Kaiser-Wilhelm Society, of which Planck was twice president, was renamed as Max Planck Society. Planck was one of the giants of physics. His early work included research on entropy, thermodynamics. It was he who did pioneering work on quantum theory, for which he won Nobel Prize in 1918. He was one of the most recognized significance of Einstein's work of special theory of relativity and later extended his work. The book begins like it's the funeral of Max Planck, and it was the memorial address by Max von Laue and at Albany Church of Bonneton on October 7, 1947. His funeral speech by Max von Laue. Max Planck remembers in his old age the sight of Prussian and Austrian troops marching into his native town of Kiel. His eldest son Karl died in action of Verdun in 1916. In Second World War, his house went on flames in an air raid. His second son Erwin lost his life in the rule of terror in January 1945. Planck himself witnessed the destruction of Kassel, and eyewitness was buried in air raid shelter for several hours. American moved in Göttingen away from the violence, where he took his last breath. Planck during his lifetime got inspiration from many researchers and also inspired many others. In 1905, Einstein published a paper, Erlang D Physics, which contained the basic idea of theory of relativity. Max Planck got acute interest in relativity theory, and their development was immediately aroused. His scientific autobiography, this is the University of Munich, where he mostly teach during his lifetime. His scientific autobiography is just the tracing of life of science from his early study, which is mathematician Hermann Muller initiated initial study in physics at University of Munich. His later study of Berlin under the constant characters of Helmholtz and Kirchhoff, and his interest in thermodynamics from reading of Calculus, resulting in 1879 registration of second law of thermodynamics. After another paper of nature of energy, he was appointed associate professor of physics of University of Kiel. Within 4 years, he succeeded Kirchhoff's chair at the University of Berlin. The chronicle of various research projects which he worked interfere Ludwig Boltzmann work that laid the groundwork of quantum theory. His narrative describes the back and forth between scientists and competition between the theorists, and although the emergence of theory illustrates both collective enterprise and individual genius behind the science. Phantom problem in science attempts to argue that some problems that doesn't really exist in the real world, which include, as the example of perpetual motion, assume that some mechanism must be reinvented images on our retina. The question is an electron in a wave or particle. The mind-body distinction. Although the recent neuroscience might suggest there is more than Planck believed, he explores the meaning and limits of exact science or idea of science without prepositions that is based on exact observation alone. He argues that the close way we can get what we experience through the sense of our body, and even draw wrong inference. What science do is bring successive degree of order of observation and the approximation of reality. The causality in physics, and every flight current raging about the meaning of validity of law of causality in modern physics. Every attempt to clarify the conflict option begin with the statement that this connection everything does the clear understanding of sense of world causality is used to science of physics. To be sure, the prior that whenever reference is made of causal relationship between two successive event or occurrence, this term is understood between them and calling either one the cause and the latter one as the effect. Dealing with causality, he argues that the post causality involves an act of faith because it is not often possible to verify actual causation of one event over another to specify. Only in general terms, statistical probability. The law of causality is neither true or false, he concluded. The rather historical principle, a signpost, and in his opinion, the most valuable signpost is to help our find our bearing in bedeviling measure of occurrence, to show the direction in which scientific research must advance in order to achieve fertile result. The law of causality immediately impresses awakening soul and child and plants the uninquiring question why into his mouth, and remains a lifelong companion in the scientist. His final essay turned out to a controversial subject of science and religion, where he dismisses the miracle. He does not dismiss the religion, seeing it's the parallel quest to one's relation to the supernatural, science and questioning to understand the natural. He concludes religion and nature of science are fighting joint battle in incessant, never relaxing outside the crusade against the skepticism, against the dogmatism, against disbelief, and against superstition. He rally cry, a crusade has always been and always will be unto the God. These papers require close attention, one aided if one's working knowledge of the physics, but Planck offered an important contribution to physiology of science, articulating both its power and limitation. Perhaps the reissue of the work in the new media will be helpful in correcting both knee-jerk reaction of science and pretension of scientism in our own age. Thank you.